first of all, we need to make a distinction here between the new Digital Services Act, which was, as Eric said, politically agreed Friday night, and will be entering into force after, let's say, legal finalization and all the procedures. It's at a certain point in time and then apply. Now, and of course, the process on the code of practice. We have regularly published reports on the code of practice. We have had a regular monitoring on COVID-related disinformation. We had also the regular monitoring, reports on the European elections, and there's also, other reports issued. So for me, it's not possible now to go through all these here on the podium and highlight the certain issues, because we've each and every time we do this, on COVID, it's every second month. You find all this online. Huh? We have issued, daily news items and so on, and done briefings. So this is simply too complex now to go through it. You also know that we are working on a new code of practice. And there's also a link with the DSA, which is the co-regulatory backstop to the code of practice, if you want. So there's a regulation now applying in the future, but you also have the code of practice. And we are working together with platforms on a new one. Now platforms are very busy with the current pandemic and fighting disinformation there that is related to it, and now also the guerre in Ukraine. So this is why that new code of practice will come a little bit later than initially announced. They initially announced for end of March, so it comes in the coming weeks. So we are in close contact with Twitter, but many other platforms, and actually more than our country signatories on these issues. But on specific things, I cannot really. Happy to follow up in writing, but I cannot do this here from the podium. Now, when you look into the future, it's impossible nowadays to say which company may not or may comply with future regulations. We expect all of them to comply. Of course, this is hard, directly applicable law. So voila.
So the power of digital at our fingertips means that I was able to bring up the last fact sheet that we did on the 6th evaluation of the Code of Conduct on countering illegal hate speech online. And it's from the 7th of October 2021, Oliver. So I invite you to go and see the fact sheet and, of course, the underlying report. But just to quote from it, when it comes to the removal rate, it said that the removal rate was lower in 2021 than in 2020 or 2019. This is generally across all platforms. And it said, however, broken down by IT company, the progress of Instagram removals in 2021 and Twitter is noteworthy. So it gives you one indication at least of how things were going. It also said, this report, that Twitter was among the platforms. It was the second platform after Facebook, which had received the highest number of notifications. And then it has some interesting graphs that you can look at. So have a look at this. Have a look at this report, and of course, this just complements everything that Johannes has just told you.